Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Barnes with Health From Within Family Chiropractic, and I know I met all of you at this point, so I wanted to say welcome to the family. We are so thankful that you're here, and we are so blessed to be part of your health journey. Many of you have learned what we do in our clinic, how we do in our clinic, and I know this is the first step in your journey, and I got to tell you, it's going to be incredible. We do expect miracles for your health, not just for today and tomorrow and the next 3 months, but the next year, the next years to come. And so we were just so grateful once again to be part of this journey with you. Now I want to teach you the why behind this. You guys, chiropractic absolutely saved my life. And if you speak to many of the people on our team, it has been a huge life change for them when they applied chiropractic care to their life, and of course the 5 essentials. But I wanted to tell you why I do what I do. You know, I was one of those kids that by the age of 3 years old, I had my tonsils and adenoids taken out. I had multiple sets of tubes in my ears for chronic ear infections, and I come from a medical family. So when little Nick was sick, I got put on medications, or when I looked bad or felt bad as I got older, it got blamed on my age or my genetics. And I got to tell you, by the age of 3, although I've been through many surgeries, the worst thing is I was on multiple medications. I was on 5 to 7 medications from the age of 3 to 23 years old, and it was for asthma, allergies, chronic ear infections, skin problems, gut problems, sleeping problems, learning disabilities, you name it, I had it. I was that kid who had every diagnosis. I was that kid that at the pool in the summertime, I'd wear the cool wax earplugs, right, which would keep the water out of my ears and never really keep the ear infections away. But so I had been through the medical ringer. And around high school age, I said, you know what, maybe I should start to eat right and exercise. So I did just that. I was doing keto, I was doing the advanced plan before it was even called those things. I was doing paleo diet, I was taking all these supplements, I was eating the best type of physical fitness of my life. And what was happening is every single year as I got older, I got put on more and more and more medications. And so I realized that something wasn't working. And so I was in college and I said, listen, I look very fit, I feel very fit, but there's no way that my body is healing, because even for me to go to the gym and have an workout, I would actually have to use I'd actually use an inhaler for exercise-induced asthma. And so I realized that my body just wasn't healing. And so that's when I met a chiropractor, and the chiropractor said, if there's something wrong in my spine, that could be what's causing everything that's going on in my body. And I go, there's absolutely no way. You're a quack. I grew up in Chesterfield, right down the street from Logan College. I was told to stay away from chiropractors unless I was in a car accident or I had neck pain. Well, I wasn't in a car accident. I didn't have neck pain, so it didn't make sense for me to go to his clinic. But what did make sense is that what I was doing with my life and my health was not working. And so I went into his clinic. I had a new patient appointment, just similar to yours. I did a nerve system scan and a full set of x-rays. And in my spine from the side, and the curvature of the neck should be at 45 degrees, and mine was at 0 degrees. By the age of 23 years old, I lost 100% of the curvature in my spine. And I asked him what in the world happened. He goes, listen, talk to your parents, ask them if there was any traumas you were in as a kid, because you obviously don't remember them. So I called my mom, I go, Mom, what happened to me? Like, did I fall on the stairs as a baby? Like, what in the world happened? She goes, Nick, you were a 10+ pound baby. You were in the canal, the birth canal, for over 2 hours, and your shoulder nearly was dislocated because there was so much pressure from the birth process. And many of you have had stress from the birth, you don't even realize it on your spine. We didn't either. She also said, don't you remember you played sports from the age of 3 to, at that point, 23 years old, and you had 4 concussions in hockey? And I go, I don't really remember those. I guess they were pretty good concussions. She goes, well, you know, Nick being a nurse, my mom's a nurse, Nick being a nurse, we went to the urgent care, went to the hospital, and they scanned your brain, but they never looked at your neck. So they said that he looks fine, he can go back out and play. And so all those traumas in my life had caused damage in my cervical spine, and what had caused issues in my immune system was not the air, it wasn't me exercising, it was happening in my nervous system. So I started getting adjusted in his clinic, his doctor's clinic. I started getting my curvature restored, and what's incredible is that within 2 months of getting care in his clinic, I got off 7 medications. My asthma and allergies that were always blamed on St. Louis weather were completely gone. My skin issues, depression, anxiety, gut issues were completely gone because my body was actually healing for the first time in my life. And so I said, listen, I wish I knew this. My parents wish they knew this when I was a kid. So I need to go tell more people and reach the unreached. And so that's when I went to school to become a chiropractor. And of course, since 2009, we've been serving this region of the Midwest. People come from near and far to our clinic to get amazing results. And so that's why we do what we do. That's why I'm passionate. That's why I'm a tad bit crazy when it comes to your health and your results, because I know it happened for me and it's still happening for my family. And I know that it can be for you too. And so guys, we know that you are set apart by coming to our clinic. We know that you are completely different. And whether you believe it or not, you're going to become the weird one. You're going to become the weird one that's actually focused on health promotion and focusing on take responsibility for your health, because we are counterculture. And why do we have to be counterculture right now? Is because if you look at our culture, when it comes to the sick care and crisis care, the numbers are going in the wrong direction. Cancer, heart disease, diabetes, these numbers are going up. Medication use is going up. We make up 5% of the world's population in North America. We take 75 to 80% of the world's drugs. Surgeries are increasing. Sickness is getting worse. Disability rates are going in the wrong direction. And so we know more sick care and crisis care does not lead to more health. Listen, we have the best doctors, the best nurses, the best surgeons, the best hospitals, the best research facilities in our own city. And some of you watching this, you're medical doctors, you're surgeons, you're nurses, and thank God for you doing what you do. But I will tell you this, it's not that the sick care system is broken, it's that us as a culture are going to the sick care model to try to gain health, and we're not getting the results and we're not getting the answers, and we keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Well, I know that's not gonna happen for you, because now you know the truth. That to be counterculture, we gotta realize that it takes getting uncomfortable, it takes becoming inconvenienced a little bit with focusing on your health, and it's an investment of time and energy into your health. But isn't it better to focus on that and getting healthy than waiting until you get sick and diseased and having to now be inconvenienced, now be uncomfortable, and now to become in debt with time and energy and money off of sickness and disease? Let's do that on our own terms in health. And what I've realized is this, being in practice now since 2009, that there is a complete lack of understanding and knowledge of really what it takes to get well. And so I know one of the things that I was taught, there's three things. One of the things that I was taught when I was growing up, that if you look bad or feel bad, it's someone else's fault, right? You blame it on your genetics. Come on, I know I'm speaking to you guys. You blame it on your genes. That what happens is this, that if you look bad or feel bad, it's your parents' fault, it's your grandmother's fault, it's your aunt's fault. And I will tell you this, that research actually shows that only 10% of what happens to your health goes back to your genetics. Only 10% is based off of your genes. 90% is based off of what you do or don't do to your body. Now, some of you are saying, oh, dang, I don't have an excuse anymore, right? But I'll tell you this, we have to look at that the research study and the facts and say, thank God, thank goodness that we don't have to be a slave to what our previous genetics have said to us. That no, it's what we do today and going forward is going to change our health forever, right? So it's not based off your genes. It's also not based off your age. Why? We have people, some of you right now, who in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, who are actually healthier than their grandkids. Now, so we know it's not based off of age, because the next generation is the sickest generation. That there's, in the past 3 years, there's a trend happening right now, unfortunately, where my generation's children actually are expected to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And so we know that kids are not getting healthier, they're actually getting sicker, more medicated, more chronic illness. And obviously we don't want that for you, your kids, or your great grandkids. And so the only thing that's true about age is that as you get older, the healing process slows down. It never leaves you. It never leaves you. The miracle is inside of you that you were born with is still in you the day you die, right? So that old man walking down the street, or that old lady walking down the street with a walker was once a baby. And that miracle, that healing and potential is inside them still. They never lose it. And so it's not based off of your age. And now if you're saying, well, I'm 50 and everything at the age of 40 or 50 just fell apart. Well, if your right shoulder hurts at the age of 40, it's not because you're old, because your left shoulder is also 40 years old. If you're blaming your right knee issues on your age, your left knee's the same age, right? So it's not based off of age. Another thing that I notice is that we don't know what health is. We're completely lost. I mean, if you look at around our culture, people think that getting healthy is getting skinny. That's not true, right? That's not true. Getting healthy is focused on healing and functioning 100%. It's not the lack of sickness, symptoms, or disease. Now, eating a kale salad, taking your supplements, detoxing, exercising, all those things are very important. Lifestyle choices are very important. That's why we promote those. But they're only important because they contribute to the healing process. There's only one system in your body that controls the healing process, and that is your brain, spinal cord, and nervous system. Your body heals from above, down, inside out. That's how God designed you, is to heal from within, not from the outside in with pills, potions, and lotions, right? So the spine must be straight up and down, hips must be even, shoulders must be even. We must have 3 45-degree curves in our spine from the side. Why? Because that's how you're designed to heal and function at 100% from above, down, and inside out. So when we adjust your spine and I say healing or powers on, we're literally taking pressure off the nervous system so the body's designed to do what it's supposed to do, which is heal. Healing means our body must be functioning and working for us at 100%. And the good news is this: your body is designed to heal for you and desires to heal for you. So health is about healing, not necessarily about feeling, because we only feel 10% of our body at any given time. Don't forget that. We only feel 10% of our body at any given time. And then lastly is taking action. Most people don't take action. Well, I know you're set aside. You are counterculture because you're here. You have taken action and you will continue to take action, not just in our clinic, but outside of our clinic walls with your health care and things that you do. And we're going to be here to support you through that. So I wanted to congratulate you for taking that first, second, third, fourth step in your health in our clinic. It's going to be incredible for you. I want you to know that we are here for you. We are part of your journey and you're a part of our journey. There's so many ways to stay connected with us. Make sure you know how to text us. Make sure you know how to email us. Make sure you know how to call us. We have an amazing website with so many resources. We are going to get you plugged into our newsletter system, so you're going to get at least 1, 2, 3 newsletters a month of things you can do at home outside of here, which is going to impact your health. I also want to make sure you know that the Align Your Health book is going to be a huge resource for you. So make sure you start reading that if you already haven't done that. That is the answer and key to living a healthy lifestyle outside of these walls. So now that you're part of the family, there's only 3 things that we ask of you. One is that you stay committed to your health. Why? Because you are the person that is responsible for your health, right? And so there's power in choice, there's power in responsibility, there's power in decision making, meaning we're going to literally decide to start to be focused on our health, not just for today, but for the rest of our life, right? So stay committed to your health, and we are so glad to be part of that journey with you. Number 2 is that you tell your family and friends about our clinic. Why do we ask that? Because listen, no one else is going to tell them but you. We have to reach the unreached. And if it's good for you, it's good for people you love and care about. So if it's your spouse, if it's your kids, if it's your great grandkids, if it's someone at work or at church that you're like, man, you got to get your spine checked. You got to know that chiropractic takes pressure off the nervous system so the body has the best chance to heal itself. And we have awesome referral programs and referral rates that you can ask our team about, and we'll get them plugged in for you. Okay. And number 3 is that we have this mission mindset, right? That you start to think about the culture differently. And how do we do that? Is we stay plugged in with the information that we're sharing with you, right? We're all about informed decisions so that you know exactly what to do with your health in times of good and times of bad, right? We want to make sure that you're plugged into our workshops in person, our online workshops, our social media campaign. We want to make sure that you know we are here for you, we're part of your team, and that when you're staying committed to your adjustments, your spinal rehab here in the office and at home, we start to gather that culture around you with family and friends. And then we start thinking even beyond that of what else we got to do to take our health to the next level. That's when the miracles really come to life. And that's what I'm excited for you, your friends, and your families. So I will tell you this, that I love you guys. You're part of the family. I'm part of your family, whether you know it or not. And it's going to be an incredible ride. So let's get healthy. Let's start to heal and keep healing. And let's see amazing results.